Here's some supplemental things. I'm involved in so many things there wasn't room on that little 5-minute tape. This is my calendar that I made. That dial, black one, goes around once a month. And all the days of the month are marked there, and all the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, etc. This yellow dial, this little critter, when I get up in the morning, his eyes are blinking to make me look at my calendar to be sure that I don't have something to do. Now, there are little magnets here that I stick the different notes on that I need to take care of. And if there's nothing that needs taken care of that day, then I just push his tongue and his eyes go out. I had a neat idea for Ultra Towers Hotel. In the winter, you close it down. In the summer, when you have guests, you just turn on the elevators and raise the 2 towers. Saves a lot of electricity and power. That was my idea. Thought it was a terrific design, very innovative. If you have a host of guests in a hurry, you just turn on the towers and up they come. Actually, in reality, this thing wouldn't work. It doesn't have any moving parts at all. It's not moving whatsoever. We're just moving our viewpoint on Ultra Towers Hotel. And when you see, you will understand that my design was absolutely worthless for a hotel because there's no place for the rooms. Ultra Towers Hotel. Now, I'm a magician, but I'm also an inventor, and I have one of my inventions here. It's just a prototype. Call it Perfect Package. I made it out of a cracker box. Now, the advantage of a cracker box is it will fold totally flat. And you'll notice that this cracker box is also totally empty. Now, if you were going to ship a rubber ball, you'd never dream of putting it in a cracker box. It doesn't make any sense at all. Say you had 100 rubber balls to ship. If you put each one of them in a cracker box, it would make a stack up 20 feet high and it would tumble over anyway. But I've explained that with Perfect Package, you see that it folds flat. And the added advantage of it is that you can put it in a manila envelope. And then you can take it down to the post office and you can mail it for 32 cents. This is called the 2-card trick. Okay, I want you to touch 2 cards. There's one there. There's one there. Okay, you hold the deck. I'll show you these 2 cards. Watch close. The 2-card trick. Look, a silver dollar. Look, 2 silver dollars. 3, 4. Could you hold out your hands underneath, please? 5, 6. I can't hold anymore. 7, 8, 9, 10 silver dollars, the 2-card trick. You've heard of acupuncture where they push needles in you. You've heard of acupressure, perhaps. Some people think they're a pressure point as treatment for disease. I don't believe in anything like that. Let me show you what I've discovered. This is very amazing. If I press right here for 3 seconds, that's the perfect treatment for anemia. Now, in anemia, you lack iron, right? This is far, far better because you get solid steel. Solid steel. This is called the Ace 2, 3, 4 trick, and if you don't watch closely, you may miss it. It's called the Ace 2, 3, 4 trick. Sometimes people say, Jerry, why on earth do you call it the Ace 2, 3, 4 trick when obviously you only use 3 cards? Watch very close. It's called the Ace 2, 3, 4 trick. Here's a toy I invented years ago called Loop and Lulu. You can learn to roll the ball in there and throw it down on the floor and catch it. You can throw it up in the air and catch it, or throw it to somebody else with a Loop and Lulu. Some of it takes skill. Or you can have it do a somersault in the air and still catch it in the hoop. Here's a little thing, it's good finger exercise I invented called twirly. You can roll it between your fingers like that, or you can better yet work it with one hand like this. Very good finger exercise. Here's a thing I invented called Traxel, a game. You have a puck and your object is to roll the axle up there and deposit the puck up into zone 1, or say to start with, right there. So you give it a roll and it carries the puck up and leaves it there. Now let's say you want to bring the puck back. Well, in this case I rolled it up to the second. Whoops, we had an accident. Now let's say you want to bring the puck back. You have to roll the axle just right or you won't get it. Didn't quite make it. There we go, it brings the puck back. Now here's the way that works. If you go far enough in there, it tips that up and carries the puck on and lets it set up, but it won't bring it back. But if you just barely go into that, and then the axle comes back, it'll bring the puck back. So let's say that there are two players. So you put your puck up into zone 2. And let's say he rolls up there and brings it back. That's one thing. Or let's say that you've put your puck up there. Now he wants to take his up and leave his and bring yours back. There we go. Traxel. Here's an optical illusion called star wheel. It looks like a pinwheel turning. That dowel is actually sticking straight up, and you'll see that you're actually looking at the inside of this structure, you see. And as soon as, now the stick goes there, the stick is vertical. Now when you look up at it, in real life you need to look with one eye, here you don't. It will look like it turns inside out and like a pinwheel and look like it would fall off of the stick. Here's a step stool I invented for my own use years ago, very sturdy, made out of 1/4-inch plywood. It just folds down very flat. You can store it. All you have to do is open it up, put the lid down, and you've got a solid step stool. Now, a sewing machine, you have to lift the foot from the back. I fixed mine so you can lift it from the front. You have to stop needle down if you want to turn. This takes single stroke, stopping needle down with that lever. You can lift the foot with your in front, put it back. Now if you want to take the cloth out, you have to stop needle up. The same lever stops single stroke, needle up if you wish. Also, to reverse it, you don't have to reach over. You can reverse it right there from where your hands would normally be. Here's a thing, another optical illusion called spook spoke. Now, watch that ring. See, the spoke will come into the ring, and then the ring will go behind it when it goes around. Now, the ring is fastened to it. It's not moving in relation to the spoke at all. I'll show you here in a minute what it is. See how the ring looks like it comes out and goes back on. See, you're actually looking at the inside of this. The ring is fastened to it with a magnet, and when it's like this, those look like blocks of wood. I've retrofitted my lawnmower so I have lots of trees to go around. Look, it will come right up to a tree to mow, and it turns very easy. Here I'm getting some exercise. It looks a little awkward. I have on a thing under my clothing called a backserciser. It exercises your back as you walk. It's 2 straps. Could be built into coveralls. See, when my knees bent, The strap is limp. Now it tightens, so it pulls down on my right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, so that as I walk along, I get exercise. Now we're in the Castle of Chaos now. There's a lot of other things here, but we don't have time to go into all of them. We'll show you one of them here. This is an electronic organ that I built many, many years ago. This tape in the 5-minute submission tape will give you some idea of the different fields where I've tried to operate creatively. These have been physical things. Actually, the thing I'm most interested in is the human mind and its potential. I've been working on a book of more or less philosophy, Scribulations of Jerry Andrus, for years, and I'd like to just read you a very few. Unto each man is given but once the treasure of life. But once does each mortal man cling for a time to the slender threads of time, and drink from the golden cup that the goddess of time holds in her hands for the lips of man. Drink ye now from the cup of joy, for unto each man is given but once the treasure of life. Where man has stood. Reach your eyes up to the crescent of the moon where man has stood. There today beneath the stars